Let's continue our quest to find out what other foods are frequently faked or counterfeited. In the first two parts of this video, we learned that everyday food items found in our kitchen and bought in supermarkets, like honey, olive oil, and Parmesan cheese, are not always the real deal. The real ones are pretty pricey, so food companies produce cheaper versions. They may still have the flavor, but they're no longer genuine. Let's have honey as an example. You would think that because they come from nature, they are cheap and readily available anywhere. However, the process of bottling the honey can be extensive and challenging. So, instead of grinding itself to produce real expensive honey, some food companies resort to making artificial honey made from corn syrup that can be manufactured quickly and sold at a cheap price. Moreover, if you're fond of wasabi with your sushi, you may not have tasted real wasabi yet. The wasabi prepared in many restaurants is not the real one. Again, because wasabi is rare and expensive, they make substitutes from horseradish. If you really want to taste real wasabi, you may have to fly to Japan and eat in an authentic local Japanese restaurant. If you want to know more about widely counterfeited foods, watch this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button to stay updated. Only a few people have tasted or can afford this next counterfeit food, but those who have experienced it would definitely tell you that it is worth every penny. Wagu beef literally translates to Japanese cow and is renowned for its tenderness, sweetness, and distinct marbling. There are 4 main breeds of Wagyu, and the Japanese government tightly regulates how these cows are raised to maintain the quality of their meat. Kobe beef, a popular type of Wagyu, specifically comes from the area around Kobe, Japan. The steers, or castrated bulls, are fed a strict diet of rice and corn. As of 2019, a pound of Wagyu can cost up to $200, and the cows themselves can be sold for as much as $30,000, making them more than 10 times the price of Black Angus cattle. However, Wagyu in American restaurants might not always meet Japanese standards. Most Wagyu cattle in the U.S. have been crossbred with other hardier breeds. These breeds can handle different environments, such as the dry heat of Texas. According to USDA rules, Wagyu cows only need to have one parent with at least 93.7% Wagyu genetics. This simply means they could have as little as 46.9% themselves and still be labeled Wagyu. The USDA doesn't regulate what goes on at restaurants, making it easier for establishments to list something as Wagyu on their menu, even if it doesn't meet the traditional standards. For instance, in a commercial for a famous Wagyu burger, the fine print reveals that it contains only 51% American Wagyu. But still, a lot of people choose to buy and eat it because of its taste. If you really want to get authentic Wagyu, there are a few indicators to look for. In real Wagyu, the fat is evenly distributed, and the marbling is distinctive with thin, intricate white veins. Authentic Kobe beef is rarely served on the bone, and it may not be the best choice for forming burger patties due to its tenderness. For additional reassurance, you can ask to see the Wagyu Certificate of Authenticity or look for a bronze statue in restaurants authorized to sell Kobe beef. These cues can help ensure that your investment in Wagyu is indeed delivering the premium quality you're expecting. This next one will again surprise you. Even your coffee might be different from what it seems. You could be brewing a bag of inferior beans falsely marketed as more expensive, or it could be an entirely different substance altogether, such as ground acorns, barley, or wheat. Who would have guessed that not all coffee is made from real coffee beans? Coffee is a massive industry, and historically, it has been prone to adulteration with various substances like burnt paper, burnt corn, or sawdust. This is because growing coffee is an expensive and labor-intensive process. Farmers need to harvest over 1,500 cherries to produce just 1 pound of coffee beans, and they have to do it rapidly, as the cherries only last 24 hours after being picked. The process involves hand-picking ripe berries, making sure to avoid unripe ones, and loading only the ripe ones into large bags. The skin is removed, and the 2 seeds inside are dried and roasted. While large-scale farms can produce cheaper coffee by picking the whole tree and processing ripe and unripe berries together, it can compromise the quality. Counterfeit coffee becomes a real issue when cheaper beans are bagged, fake labels are applied, and customers are deceived into paying more. Additionally, some fraudsters may mix a portion of a bag with cheaper coffee, taking advantage of the difficulty in tracking coffee's origin due to the complex supply chain involving thousands of small producers worldwide. To protect yourself, it's important to do your due diligence. Buy coffee from reputable sources, verify the origin of your coffee, and look for certifications, such as those from the Specialty Coffee Association on the packaging. By being vigilant and choosing trusted suppliers, you can ensure that the coffee you enjoy is what it claims to be. Spices not only enhance the flavor of dishes, but also offer potential health benefits, as some, such as cloves and star anise, are rich in polyphenols that may contribute to protection against chronic health conditions like heart disease and type 2 diabetes. However, one challenge with spices is that when they are in powdered form, it becomes challenging to distinguish authentic spices from a blend of nondescript brown or red dust. This can make it difficult for consumers to ensure the quality and authenticity of the spices they use in their cooking. But even if they're not in powdered form, fraudsters can still find a way to produce fake spices like saffron. Saffron, often referred to as red gold, is the world's most expensive spice, but its market is plagued by cheaper and fraudulent products. Authentic saffron comes from the 3 tiny strands or stigmas of the Crocus sativus flower. In places like Kashmir, where delicate saffron flowers take about 2 years to grow, farmers like Sheikh Rashid meticulously harvest the stigmas by hand. The less valuable yellow tips are removed, producing precious saffron threads. It takes over 150,000 flowers to produce just 1 kilogram of saffron, costing up to $3,000. Counterfeiters take advantage of these high prices, earning substantial profits by passing off substances like hay, horsehair, coconut filaments, or roots as saffron. To combat this, some local governments, like in Kashmir, have launched trading centers where farmers can authenticate their crops and obtain a geographical indication tag. Consumers can take measures to ensure they're purchasing real saffron. One method is the water test. Placing saffron threads into water or milk should result in a slow release of yellow color, not an instant red or orange coloring. The threads of fake saffron are likely to disintegrate easily, while genuine ones will hold their form. It's important to pay more attention, since it's hard to differentiate between real and fake saffron, especially if you're not an expert. But paying significantly less is a red flag. Remember that genuine saffron is unlikely to come at a low price. It's scary to think that many foods we consume are commonly counterfeited these days. This is why experts continuously remind us always to read and check the food labels to ensure we know what we consume. Yes, I know that not all counterfeit foods harm our bodies, but it's always best to be aware of the ingredients. What other foods do you know that are widely counterfeited? Share them in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button to stay updated on new videos.